In this episode, we're going to talk about shot selection and making that correct selection. It's not easy. If I can choose the best shots at the right time, my percentage of winning go up greatly. A lot of times you don't learn this until you've played against better teams and you start to realize, whoa, I should think about hitting that shot at that time. We're going to talk about all those situations today. A lot of times the reason teams don't use great shot selection is they don't feel comfortable hitting a lot of the different shots. They just haven't practiced them. So remember, you do have to drill these shots. So when we're talking about dinking, maybe adding a little bit of spin to your game, when to lob, when to hit the little roller. All of these shots are shots we have to practice in order to use them, and so we feel comfortable with this shot selection. The first thing I like to do when I'm scouting a team is to determine what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are. I know what my strengths and weaknesses are. I like to try to match my strengths against their weaknesses. So my shot selection may be determined by the opponents I'm playing. In this situation, my partner Claire and I, we feel like our dinks are really good. We feel like we're a good dinking team. We've watched the other team play. They're okay at dinking, but we think we're better. We kind of think that if we get them into a dinking rally, the percentages are with us. So we want to do this with this team. We want to do nice short dinks. Forever if we can. In the other situation, we feel like we're good dinkers. We feel like just by dinking, we're going to get the opportunity to hit that more aggressive shot first. Looks like this. Well, here I am in the transitional area, and we talk about shot selection. This is a great place for us to learn how to reset the ball and land the ball in the kitchen so that we can get near the kitchen line where we win pickleball games. So this is a place I love people to work the hardest on, especially as seniors, is learning how to reset this ball right here and turn this back into a dink. These are all lift dinks that I'm hitting from the transitional area. Whenever you can hit a lift dink, that's the shot selection I want you to hit. That means I don't have to move very far, probably not at all, or just one step and get balance and lift the ball. That's the easiest way to hit a reset. There's a volley dink. There's a lift dink. There's a volley dink. Here's a lift dink. You need to learn both those. That's a little bit of a block dink. Here's a volley dink. That one I could lift. Volley dink. So important because after you hit this shot, you're going to be right up here to the net. Here's what goes wrong most of the time when I see people play, and seniors especially. They're in this transitional area and they don't reset. They drive the ball, but they're stuck in this vulnerable area. I see this mistake a lot. Yeah. When I'm playing senior pickleball especially, my senior partners pulled off wide. I'm thinking in my head, please, please reset that ball. Don't go for a winner. You're pulled off court because I'm all by myself in the middle of the court and I can't cover the whole court anymore. I'm a senior. So please reset that ball so you can get back to your spot and I can get to my spot. We'll model that for you. What I don't want my partner to do in order to buy time is they are pulled wide and they think they're going to go for a little winner, and that ball's popped up, I'm off the court, and my partner's vulnerable all by themselves. It looks like this. I never thought I would say this when I was a young pickleball player. I started this when I was a teenager, that I would be telling people that a lob was a valuable shot in pickleball. Well, it's becoming a very valuable shot in pickleball, more so in senior pickleball. I get to use this shot a lot. We'll show you the different scenarios where a lob is very valuable in senior pickleball play. The first situation that I always think about lobbing in senior pickleball is lobbing from the kitchen area. The trick to this is to make it still look like your dink, because we're in a dink rally, and to throw that ball up just out of their extended reach of their paddle. It looks like this. When I'm choosing that lob from the dink area, or from the kitchen area, there's a couple things that I have to remember. First off, how athletic is my opponent? There are seniors who are very athletic and can jump really high. I won't use that shot so much against them. Maybe I will, though, if they're very close to the kitchen line and leaning in. So during that dink rally, I'm scanning the court, I'm scanning where my opponents are, I'm looking at their feet are, because I'm thinking in my head, ooh, if I get that perfect shot, maybe especially out of the air, if I can hit a volley lob, that'll even give them less time to react. So I am purposely looking at my opponent's feet. And when they're riding that line and they're up here close, leaning in, that's going to be a perfect time for me to throw that lob just out of their reach, especially if I can hit a volley lob. Here's when I don't want to throw up that lob from the kitchen area. I'm playing Claire. She's pretty athletic. She's pretty tall. And she's not riding that line. She's off it about a foot. If I throw up that lob and it's not perfect, here's what could happen. Lob failure right there. Another time to use the lob in senior play is on the third ball. We always think of third ball drop, we think of third ball drive, but a third ball lob can be very effective if done at the right time, catching the person still coming into the net. They're moving forward, and then, oh, the ball goes over their head. It looks like this. A basic shot selection that I like every team to do, even regardless if you're young or old, is return a serve to the player on the opposing team that has the weakest thirds. Or they give you the third that you like to hit a fourth on. Maybe that person, all they like to do is drive it, and you love to block those drives. So we're going to pick out the player on the other team. We would talk about that. My partner and I would talk about that, and we're going to return a lot of serves to that player. As a senior player, I like my seniors to really mix up their serve, make their senior opponents move more. A lot of times they're not that mobile, so that might mean we're going to have some hard serves, we're going to have some lob serves, we may even throw in some short serves, which I wouldn't recommend a lot at the higher level, but for seniors, I think it's the best thing to do is to make your other senior opponents move. Here's a variety of serves that I would like a senior to work on. First off, just nice hard drive serves. By the way, if you have a nice forehand, just copy your forehand. All the best players in the world, their serve is their forehand. So work on a hard drive. The second serve I like, especially seniors, to add to their game is a soft lob serve. Now you're forcing your opponent to create all the power. Sometimes that's difficult for seniors, and also the ball just looks different. I like to use a drop serve when I throw up a lob serve, so it looks like this. Nice and deep into the court, makes my opponent have to use a lot of energy to create some power. Since a lot of seniors aren't very mobile, they don't move that fast, I also want people to learn how to hit a short serve. So now it takes a little bit of touch, probably a shorter backswing. I'm just going to try to get that ball past the kitchen, and I'm making my opponents run forward, and they may just pop that up, may even just miss it. So add some variety to your serve as a senior player. Let's talk more about return to serve as a senior player. Of course, you can never go wrong by hitting deep and in the middle. They may not know who's going to hit it. You're taking angle away. But something people don't often think about, and I see this a lot back home from fellow Selkirk player and Hall of Famer Enrique Reyes, is short return to serves, like a dink. What that can cause is you pull them way in, they may not even get to it, they may pop it up, and then you may follow that with a lob. When we talk about shot selection for seniors, I like to avoid those paddle battles when I'm playing the young'uns out there. Let's face it, their reflexes are just a little bit quicker. They can see the ball a little better. If I can avoid it, I want to get out of bang, 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 bang rallies with them. We all know about the Ernie shot, named after a good friend of mine, Ernie Perry. That's where we can jump the kitchen line, be in the air and hit that ball, jump outside the kitchen. Well, I have a shot just for you seniors where no jumping is required. I call it the Senior Ernie. The difference between the traditional Ernie and the Senior Ernie is this. Traditional Ernie, the young kids jump over the kitchen like that, hit the ball in the air. You don't have to do that as a senior. You can wait until their head is down and you can just run through here, no jumping required, but you do have to make sure your feet are established, and then you can hit the Ernie from over here.